The operations task in a small company has gotten increasingly difficult. This is one of the few areas in business that the trends are against, and here's the reason. 30 years ago, factories outnumbered service businesses. Everybody went to work 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. They made 1,000 widgets, they went home. If you didn't go to work, you got fired. It was real simple. Well, now we have staffitis. Everybody's got a reason not to go to work. It's like herding cats. So now you're in charge of the cat herding. The best way to deal with operations is don't do it. And the way you do that is through outsourcing. And this has nothing to do with the costs. One of the secrets of American industry, and I call it one of the dirty secrets of my Harvard Business School class, which had its 20th reunion in 1988, I asked people, I was the treasurer of the class, is why do people have operations offshore? They don't have it for the money. They do have it not to deal with the people and the agony of it all. With schools becoming increasingly permissive, families having the same issue, people have a hard time showing up on time. So the problem is in operations, you've got to be there to do the job. That's job one. Well, if people are gradually losing the skill to be there, you have a real problem. So outsourcing is really the solution. If you can't outsource, then if you have to get involved with this ugly thing, which sometimes you do, here's what you've got to do. The first thing is get the best equipment you can get. Equipment's a lot cheaper than people. The automated phone system that costs 12 grand will pay for itself in 90 days, and you won't have somebody who doesn't like their job irritating everybody else. Get the plain paper fax machine because then you don't have thermal paper. And that's kind of what you have to do. In the order entry area, if you get the order right coming in, it'll go right going out. If you don't, it won't. Don't trivialize that. For customers, the process of handling your paper is as important as the product they get. Don't minimize that. Production planning has to be done right. You have to figure out how many widgets or how much service you have to do. It's a tough, painstaking job. There's a lot of information. You've got to do it. In the purchasing area, it's a lot easier to save money than to raise your prices. So you have to work extremely hard to keep your costs down, and you've got to be vigilant on that subject. In inventory control, there's a classic ABC system, which is 65% of your items that do 65% of your dollars are the one to worry about, and buy a lot of the little things, because nobody's going to care about the little things, and it doesn't matter to you. The make or buy decisions, which are classic, always buy if it's close, don't make, particularly in early days when you got enough other stuff to worry about. Fixed assets or anchors, do whatever you can not to buy them, because all they do is add to your overhead. QC should be done on the incoming part and then the design done at the end. Yes, you have to test the quality at the end, but design it in, overpay, get better tools, do what you can. The Japanese has taught us a lot of this. As far as service industries and retail applications are concerned, the key is to have the best possible retail automation systems and the best service systems to do this. In cost control, it's a lot easier to keep costs down than to bring them down. Everybody forgets that. Before you hire the next guy, make sure you really need the person. When you're in pain, hire them. And when you hire them, be sure it's one of the 4 key tasks of sales, fulfillment, delivery, and payment. Cost versus effort. Work in the areas where you can save the biggest amount of cost. Put your effort in the big items. It's more effective to bring costs down in good times than bad ones. So the best way to keep your costs under control is in good times, don't add people. It's really hard in bad times to cut back. Costs, unfortunately, tend to be variable going up and fixed going down. You get that big plant, what are you going to do? Burn 25% of it down? No, you're in trouble. You got to eliminate activities. This is Peter Drucker's great gift, to my thinking at least. You can't cut back 10%, you have to stop doing things. So stop it. You have to have accurate cost. And accurate cost is not an accounting sense. It's what does it really cost you to do it. The people issue is the final thing. The more people you have, the less they want to work in your company. It's kind of like somebody once said, the number of good people is the square root. So if you got 4 people, you've got 2 good ones. You have to hire 5 to get a third, 7 to get the 4th. It gets real ugly. So, the fewer people you have and the smaller your team, the more motivated everybody will be. So that's basically it.